it due to health risks, you know, and it.
Right, and you've done a lot of work with it, right?
I have. I
Yeah,
have.
no, for sure.
But if you look at Pura, and if you look at the Siting Council and the Council of Governments and everything, they're operating with no immunity and they're approving everything. And the study from 1996 is fraud. So I'm just saying, like, does the state have a single study that it's relying on about the safety of this thing? This is insanity what's going on.
All right, so what I'll do, and I just wanted to kind of find out what information you were looking for. So you're looking for studies, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to our communications department.
Oh, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. I realize many people haven't really looked at this thing, or they're relying on something that's, you know, clearly not.
Right, and see like what we have, if we have a position statement on it for you, because I'm guessing you're going at it from an angle because you're running, or you were running, correct?
Yeah, I ran and I got blocked, and my petitions never made it to the towns, and it looks like 12 candidates were blocked. So it's a pretty big election issue, but.
No, for sure. Yeah, no.
I mean, I gave him 57,962 signatures, of which none in the letter M got certified.
Right. So let me do this. So like I said, I want to make sure I get you the best answer, because, you know, if you're looking for the kind of calls we take, you know, for instance, just our routine calls, somebody has a mold exposure in their apartment, and they're saying, what do I do to clean this up? It's that type of thing. But what you're looking for sounds like needs to be a little bit more robust, and it really needs to be kind of comprehensive, meaning that we want to reach out to our folks internally and see,
Right.
You know, so you're looking for studies that would back any position.
Correct. Because the ones I've read, like, I have 11,000 of them.
Okay.
They basically, you know, for example, they look at frogs and say, wow, frogs can't, at 9 RF radiation, frogs don't reproduce. So the Trumbull Mall's at 1,900. I mean, the Home Depot in Norwalk, where I live, you know, I live in Norwalk, it's 1,800. And we're getting a reading of 29,000 in Seymour. You know, that's like Chernobyl. And there's a Hamden place that's 60,000 RF, which is, if 9 makes you blind and 10 kills your sperm and 11 causes cancer and 12 causes long-term, let's say, cancer, like thyroid cancer, and then comes lymph node cancer. I mean, we're looking at readings that are so far off that, like, 6 million times what's safe.
Wow. So yeah, so here's the thing, like, if you want to look at my background, I'm an occupational health epidemiologist. So,
okay, cool.
If you were looking for something and you said, Amanda, I want to know how many people were lead poisoned at work this year, that's what I'd be the best for.
Okay.
What I want to do is kind of reach out to everybody that and find out who best would be here to give you
Now keep in mind, for years and years ago, okay, I looked into stone crushing, okay, which is like, you know, tearing a building down, grinding up the stuff, and putting it in a pile. So I went to my neighborhood, and I found 285 people sick from stone crushing, or possibly stone. You know, I'm not saying it was a...
Well, I mean, you can get a huge silica exposure from
Right. Chromium, lead, all types of stuff. So here we go.
Asbestos,
Right. So I filed a lawsuit years ago, and the judges wouldn't hear the case. Dismiss. You know, I spent a lot of money on it.
Sure.
So this is prior to COVID, right? So I met with the Deep guy on my front porch. We had a cocktail. His name was, I think, Snelling.
Okay.
Did you know him? Maybe not. He retired.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. I got 13 houses in a row there's a person in every single house with asthma.
Oh, wow, okay.
So when I look at the numbers, my wife got thyroid cancer, the lady next door. You understand? Okay. So in a row, the baby 2 houses down, cancer. The butcher, 3 houses down, cancer. Okay, so we have a lot of cancer. We're downwind of that 80 piles of crushed cement in Norwalk. We're downwind, okay? It's in a flood zone. We live next to the oyster beds. The rain washes through the sewer main, takes the lead to the oyster bed. The oysters are in the ocean sucking up all the debris floating by. And people are eating the oysters, which are the Milford Aquarium Company says it's that oysters in the river, Norwalk River, have PCBs. They don't know at what point in the river that the oysters are safe. But if their function is sucking up all the debris, we're eating them all.
No, for sure.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so I'm looking at 5G saying, hello, Trumbull has readings off the chart. Off the chart, okay? The Trumbull Mall needs to be shut, okay? That's what I'm telling you. So when I look at what's going on, I mean, I met with the Deep about the stone crushing. Nothing ever happened. I mean, the other towns are worse. Bridgeport has a bigger problem where people are actually dropping dead from stone crushing.
It's scary. I mean, with the stone dust and silica, and if you look at the peer-reviewed literature on that, there's so much work done.
Do you have a peer-reviewed letter? Because I asked and I FOIA'd it, and I never got it.
Well, we don't, not from the state of Connecticut. I mean, but if we do like a literature search, for instance, if someone had questions about, the risks of silica and obstructive lung diseases from that and that type of thing.
Wow. Thank you for being honest. Here I go. I begged them to give me an answer. I filed a lawsuit. Do you know that 15% of the people I filed the stone crushing complaint with the court are dead? 15% of those people are dead.
Oh, wow. Oh.
So the lady next door died.
Wow, okay. I'm sorry. That's...
Right. Now here we go. She has 11 kids.
And, some of our data...
So hold on a second. It's not a... And by the way, her grandson has lead poisoning.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay, so... Which could be from, eating paint. I don't know.
It could be. I mean, for
Anything
children,
could be. Anything goes, right? So here we go. Birth defects. The kid next door has a son that's a dwarf. 3 other kids in the house are sick.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And I wrote so many complaints that I even spoke at a couple of events saying, hey, I got 500 pictures of violations.
Wow.
Okay, so I went around, like when they built the mall in Norwalk, it's on exit 15.
Right. Oh, yeah.
On 95,
Sure.
Okay. They dug up the dump, the old dump, okay, took the dirt, put it at Loman's Plaza, right, which is a little bit down the street.
Okay.
Outdoor pizzerias, people sitting there breathing the wind, the dump, refuse. That's a capped Superfund site
Okay.
with VOCs.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so that's a park now with a rubber cap over it. And they keep having events there. And the people walk their dogs there all the time. So they built a whole bunch of condos there. They never told anyone that the soil is off the chart polluted.
See, and that's not, I didn't know that. Wow.
Well, here we go. Ryan Park, which is down the street, tested at 642 parts PCBs. That's a world record.
Very carcinogenic PCBs, as
Right.
you know.
So here we go.
So,
Now they dug up 75,000 tons of dirt there, and they told me it went to Pennsylvania and Massachusetts.
right, okay. That's great because, I live right on the Connecticut
No,
border.
there isn't a single receipt.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what level person would you be looking for a callback from? Someone maybe from
The attorney. I mean, come on, my neighbors are dropping dead.
Right.
Yeah, hello. My wife has breast cancer and thyroid, right? Give me a break, dude. My sons have asthma.
Yeah, it's awful. I'm sorry to hear all this too.
Okay, well, I've been complaining for years, and what happened?
To the state, you've been complaining to the state health department.
Yeah. And I filed a lawsuit, and the judge had dismissed the case because it's frivolous. Really? No, it's not.
So who have you spoken with so far at the state health department? Because I don't want to start at the bottom and kind of,
I'm not the only one. We've spoken to everyone.
Okay.
But this is years ago. So now I'm looking at 5G saying, hold on a second.
Okay.
It's interacting with the graphene oxide in the vaccines. That's what it does. It's an antenna. Those people are being tormented. Many people are calling me. I'm on Twitter.
Okay.
I say, hey, I make a comment. 50. I'm gathering 50 people a day. They have Havana syndrome. They have. You understand what that is?
I don't know what that is now.
Oh, okay.
I'm writing notes.
That's torture.
Okay.
Okay, that's when the Havana, Cuba diplomats were saying they were targeted by an energy weapon.
Okay.
Okay, there's people calling me saying, Johnny, I'm V2K. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You're in Connecticut? Yeah. Well, that's mind control. I got a guy, right? He lives in Waterford. Phil Marie has 2 biometric chips from Yale in his abdomen and his neck.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so when he went for a colostomy, like colostomy bag? Okay. Yeah, Yale, New Haven chipped him. And he has evidence. Like, hi, this is my MRI. This is a chip. I'm getting shocked daily from 5G.
Wow. Okay. So, well, like I said, once I'm taking all this in, and I'm going to just kind of draft up an email to our
Yeah, so I don't really want the same response I got from Stone Crushing. I heard your reaction, like, oh yeah, it's a big deal. It is. It's a huge deal, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean, silica does.
We have 80 uncovered piles of silica near my house. Right. One's a 1/4 mile long. It's been there for 50 years. I walked that neighborhood. I knocked on the doors. I met a kid from Fairfield University. He's in college.
Okay.
He said to me, everyone in my house has a problem. I go, really? The dad comes out. I go, hey, I'm just Johnny, I'm knocking doors. And I said, I'm running for office. Please tell me, if I can help you with respect to this 1/4 mile of pile of crap across the street.
Right.
And he goes, well, I keep having to clean my windows monthly. I'm like, excuse me? The piles have never been covered. Ever. So here we go. He's like, oh, there's people with all kinds of breathing, people on oxygen, talk to this neighbor, talk to that neighbor. So I went to one place that had 18 buildings. Okay? 18 buildings. Most of the people, Section 8, elderly, right? Mostly Spanish.
Okay.
And African American. I met every single person. Okay. Like, I met Lucy. She weighed 500 pounds, okay? She died.
Oh.
She said, I can't breathe. My daughter can't breathe. They're overweight, obviously. This is not just one ailment, but a lifelong of, she was in her 60s, I think. She's dead, okay? They carried her out with a crane through the window.
Wow.
Okay, so there are many people, disabled, handicapped, where, so here's a guy named Ezra, right? Ezra, or whatever. Okay. Camp Lejeune, Marine, heart attack. I met him. I helped him out. Whenever he called, I'd help him out. Okay. Mute. He went mute. Okay. Problem. Helped him out. Says, I grew up across the street from Woodward and Meadow, which is the ground zero of stone crushing. That's where they actually crush the stuff, right?
Okay.
7 people in his family, 6 with cancer. He's the one without cancer. He died 6 days after his COVID shot.
Oh, wow.
Camp Lejeune, that drinking thing, right? Right.
Sure.
Marines. Okay. His mom, sister, recently died. Live across the street from stone crushing. They live at Woodward and Meadow, if you look on a map. That's where they crush the stuff.
Wow.
Okay, so I got 1,000 pictures of the continuous crushing going on every Saturday. Huge dust cloud behind my house.
Wow. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got 1,000 pictures for you. I got interviews. I go to the park with ladies walking her dog. I say, you should not be walking. I know the lady, she has 3 babies, right?
Okay.
That's the mother of the midget.
Okay.
A dwarf. I say, you should not be walking your dog here, and you certainly shouldn't let them play with the babies on the couch. And don't let them on the couch. They're like, why isn't there any signage? I say, why isn't there a 10-foot fence around this park?
Yeah, wow.
It has a vegetable garden.
And here, this is like, there's all these things I want to do, which are all above my job grade. You know what I mean? So.
I hear you, but there's vent pipes coming out of the ground with VOCs.
Right.
Okay, so they had an event there. Like 3,000 people came.
Wow.
There were 50 dogs on the leash. I said, people, you need to leave. This is not safe. And the cops ushered me out of there.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I took video, camera, I told everybody, and we told the Deep.
Right.
Not me. I didn't tell the Deep. My friend Rick told the Deep. My friend Rick is an environmental dude. He lives in another town,
Okay.
and we talk daily.
Mm-hmm.
He helped me on my campaign. He's on my team. He's like, Johnny, this is what's going on. Go get pictures. Okay. Send me the pictures. I'll report what I have to.
So what I'm going to do, again, let me give you my phone number and contact info.
Okay.
My name's Amanda.
Yep.
DiLoretto, and my phone number is 860-509-7740. This is my cell because I work remote some days.
No worries. Cool. Awesome. This is my cell. You have my cell.
First, when you were asking, I wasn't sure if you were who I thought you might have been, so I was, I'm like, well, do I, but this is my cell, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this up to make sure that the best person calls you back who can respond to 5G.
I need the studies now.
That's what I want to make sure that.
I filed a moratorium on 5G in Connecticut with the federal court. They denied my motion.
Okay.
I filed a motion to have Phil Marie, my friend, with the chips, to have the chips removed. Okay, guess what happened?
Tell me.
The state sent 2 troopers there with 2 cops, and they brought him into a hospital, made him strip search, and humiliated the guy, and read him the riot act for tweeting about it.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, Phil is a total victim of torture.
No, that's awful.
Well, here we go. I'm targeted. He's targeted, right? My name was not on the ballot.
Wow. Okay.
I'm receiving threats from the state police.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So let me do this, and again, I'm going to make it my priority. It's tonight. As
Awesome.
soon as we get off the phone.
Hey, great. Studies of 5G health risks. Now, you can, if 600 municipalities just in Italy say it's detrimental to your health, they set the law at 10 RF radiation, okay? Russia, Poland, and Italy, 10 RF, right? You know what the limit in Connecticut is?
No.
1,000.
Okay.
Guess what kills you? What number?
I don't know. I'd have to do the research.
Well, 700 makes your hair fall out quickly,
Okay.
quickly.
Okay.
So I have no hair.
Yeah. No. So let me. Like I said, I want to do this for you. So
Yeah.
because I'm not going to be able to give you the best answer.
Right, right. Well, at least you're taking my call. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But guess what happened with stone crushing?
They didn't take your call.
I told the guy on my front porch that in 13 houses in a row, at least one person has asthma in every house. The lady next door has 2, the mom and the son. Now, the other lady with the 11 kids who died, they got more problems than you can count.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, 3 of the, I'm saying, I have a video I can send you of the lady who lives there with the kids, me talking to her at the park while she's walking her dog.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I said, yeah, there's supposed to be signage here.
Oh, yeah, and there's not.
Right.
Wow. So,
Okay, and by the way, you need to put up a fence right now around that park. Why? Do you know how many dead fish are in the week every week? Are in the river every week?
Oh, I bet there's no, but I can imagine.
Well, they're all a foot long.
Oh, so they're older fish then too.
It's hard to kill a 1 foot long bluefish.
Right. No, you're right. It is.
They're dead everywhere.
Wow.
I mean, and the seagulls won't eat them.
Well, that's sad.
No, they know.
Yeah.
How do they know? I don't know.
Right. Unless there's something.
There's a sheen on the river that's blue.
I do wish we had a cleaner world to live in. I do.
Well, this is total reckless. I mean, I told the guy Snell on my front porch for an hour. That was years ago.
Right.
Okay. Well, now Terri Joiner, the lady next door, she's dead.
But no, I get it. I do.
Okay, so I've interviewed people. Okay, so as you get now, I'm 3 blocks. Okay, but I'm in the wind direction.
Okay.
When you walk down my street, which is Quintard, and you make a right, okay, it goes down to the direct shot to the. Okay, that's let me think of the name of that street. I mean, progressively, as you walk down the street, more and more houses have more people sick, okay?
Okay.
So,
You're close to what
yes,
you're saying.
yes. Now, the guy right next door, his sons are, like, in high school.
Okay.
Chronic nosebleeds, okay? And they're not always there, but there's a lady on the corner. I think it's one Rensher. I think it's Rensher. She's got brain tumor.
Oh, God.
Both her boys
Awful.
have problems, and the daughter has cancer.
Wow.
So it's everyone in the house. And, ready? She's pregnant.
Right.
So what's going on here?
I get why you're so passionate about the 5G, from what you've seen, and
Oh, no. You have no idea how dangerous it is. Do you know that a smart meter is, right now, 98% of Connecticut is covered by 5G adequately? Right?
oh, I didn't. Okay.
So here we go. They're adding 300,000 more antennas. They're scheduling them. 300,000 more.
And they're already covered, you're saying?
Correct. And guess what? The law is. So there's a tower. Let's say you go down exit 51 on 995 in East Haven, right?
Okay.
Every single business has a tower on top. Every single one. So the Wendy's, the Ford dealership, So what's going on is the law says we decide where they go, how many you get. But the problem is Verizon won't share it with AT&T.
Okay.
So they both have one.
Wow.
Now, they're both transmitting, and there's each Verizon phone operates at 39 gigahertz, okay?
Okay.
Two people in a car with Verizon phones, you add them. It's called heterodyning.
Okay. So it's like a synergistic effect, you're saying?
Yeah. What I'm saying is that's 78 gigahertz or whatever it is, right? Okay. 60 gigahertz changes the property of water.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you're sitting in the car, you're made of water.
Right.
It's destroying your eyes. And everything you do, so 5G is 1,000 times stronger than 4G.
Okay.
We have 4G now, and the readings are off the chart.
Wow.
So 5G goes through cement. 4G does not.
Okay.
So when you go through the tunnel on the Merritt Parkway in Shelton, you used to lose coverage.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But
Right. Now you don't. You know why?
Yeah.
You know why? Because it goes through the mountain.
Right.
Now, you're downloading a document. So what's happening in the next month or so? Or in the next series of months? What's happening, let me give you the actual number. What's happening, what is expected. Okay, so here we go. All these schools, like Sacred Heart University, are surrounded by towers. You know what the number is there?
No.
Get back to me with that. Go take a reading. They should shut that college. Okay, here we go. Let me tell you what's happening with 5G in the next coming months in Connecticut. Ready? I'm going to read you a sentence. 5G will increase broadband speeds, right?
Okay.
From 100 megabytes per second. 100 megabytes per second. Ready?
Okay.
To 10 gigabytes per second. 100 megabytes, which is 1,000th of a byte, right? 100 megabyte, right? Write that down, 100 megabyte, right?
Okay.
Per second. to 10 gigabytes per second.
Yeah, that was a huge increase.
5 million times faster. Do you understand?
Oh, I do.
Okay, now the study of the health risks,
Yeah.
if you realize, is from 1996. It's 24 years old. When 2G was designed. 2G.
So where can I have somebody email you back to, or do you prefer by the phone?
Oh, John Flynn.
Okay, hold on.
At Johnny. I'm Johnny. Call me Johnny. I'm John Flynn, 4, the number.
Okay.
U.S. Senate.
Wait, hold on. John Flynn 4, U.S. Senate.
At yahoo.com. Okay, now, I don't think the Deep has anything to do with mind control, okay? Y2K. Yale Hospital chipping everyone, shocking the hell out of them, which is what's happening. They are chipping babies, okay? Without parental consent or knowledge. Do you have a problem with that?
Yeah, I mean, I went
Right. Now, that's not the bad part.
Unfortunately, I can't make any position on the phone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. You seem like totally reasonable and caring and loving. You seem loving. I'm just saying, the magnitude of that increase from 100 megabytes to 10 gigabytes, you could download War and Peace in 5 seconds. And it's going through your brain.
I was from the 80s, so I remember 2400 BPS modems. And
Right. Do you know how little that is? That's terrible. That you couldn't download a book overnight.
Right, exactly.
Right, overnight. I'm saying you could download the biggest book in 5 seconds.
Millisecond.
Right.
Right.
And that's going through your brain.
I get it, because it takes a lot of energy to move that data.
Yeah, and you know how much energy they're going to use? Guess how much energy it creates it's going to need to do what they're saying.
I'm not sure.
Twice the radiation of the sun.
So, on a smaller scale, I'm guessing.
Imagine having 3 suns.
Yeah.
You think there's going to be skin cancer?
I don't know. I can't even...
There's going to be 1,000,000 times as much. Imagine being in the inside of the microwave.
Right, no, I get it.
That's what they're going to do. And by the way, it interacts with the vaccine.
Right, COVID, okay.
They can turn it on and off electronically.
Right.
You need to sound this alarm, and possibly
What I'm
get me a letter to provide to Judge Meyer, who's basically a Yale professor.
Okay.
And all these technologies, like we're in the state with Grumman and Sikorsky, right?
Right.
We're in the state of, let me name some of the other ones. I mean, we have Electric Boat, we have...
And I am going to have to run because I have a 4:30 meeting, unfortunately.
Okay, 10 seconds.
No, it's okay.
We're in this military complex state.
Okay.
We're leading the charge for the nation to create mRNA-enhanced humans for warfare.
It's scary stuff.
Yeah, well, nobody knows. Except for 2 ladies and me. They're very nice ladies. You should talk to Judith. She's awesome, and Pasca is brilliant. They have machines that can do stuff that no one else in the state even has the faintest idea about. They're going around collecting all this data, and they have it.
Right. So, okay, I have to run. I am going to put this email together,
Cool.
and I'm going to get an answer for you and make sure somebody gets to you.
Okay, because I expect nothing.
No, don't expect nothing, because if I...
Well, here you go. Here you go. There's 22 defendants in the lawsuit.
Okay.
I provide you with immunity. But I'm telling you right now, there is so much evidence of bribery and corruption in 5G
Wow.
that no one is safe.
So all I can do is I'm going to try to get this...
Right.
moved up.
If I don't have a partner helping me,
Oh,
Blumenthal took 60 grand from Charter Communications
Oh, wow.
in one bribe.
Okay.
Okay, he took 18 bribes.
Oh, my God.
Chuck Schumer took 3 times as much as Richard Blumenthal
Okay.
because New York's 3 times as bigger. You know, it's many more people.
Right.
But and New York State's so much bigger than Connecticut. It's not funny. But what's happening is they pay them what they require to pass the law.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay. I do have to jump. I'm so sorry to cut it short.
No, I had a pleasure. I hope you understand better.
Yes, I've learned a lot, and like I said, I'm going to move.
These 2 ladies I know can answer any question you have.
Okay. Let me just see where to start, though, with this and get you the answers that you need.
Cool.
All right. Thanks so much for the call.
Hey, no, I really appreciate... I've never spoken to anyone who was as receptive as you are.
Well, I'm probably, I'm not... How do I say this? I'm not a politician at work. I'm just a scientist.
Yep.
And,
Yep. And the facts matter, I'm telling you.
So,
Right?
Let me see where I can get you, though.
Cool.
All right. Thanks.
I'm already your biggest fan in
Thank you.
in the deep, because let me tell you, all the good ones retired.
Right.
I thought.
We lost good people.
I think
so.
you lost 75 out of 100 people.
It was a huge exodus this year, so.
Right.
Okay. I do have to jump on this next call.
I apologize.
No, don't be. Okay,
Okay,
you
cool.
again.
Man, that was the best thing. You were the best call I ever had on 5G.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
Cool. Wow. That was Amanda Doloretto at 860-509-7740. Bam!